Jennifer Coolidge, you look like the 4th of July.
God, you look like the 4th of July.
Oh my God. You look like the 4th of July. That's so bad. Hello, and welcome to the Brighten Your Day show. A very 4th of July themed episode, as you can tell. Yeah, I love the 4th of July. I feel like it was so fun. I had a very normal 4th of July. Can I tell you about it? Because I'm going to tell you about it. We are up at my cabin, my family's cabin in Wyoming, and we took a trip to Jackson Hole, okay? So I'm walking around in Jackson Hole, and then I look to my husband and I'm like, I need a coffee, naturally. I always need a coffee. So I'm going to this coffee shop called Snake River Roasting Co. on like the Jackson Hole strip, okay? Walk in there, all this stuff. It's really busy. I order my drink, I sit down. Or no, I'm standing because I'm waiting for my drink, right? I'm waiting for a while because it's busy. And I'm just like, it's okay, whatever, hanging out, having a great time, okay? So then this lady starts talking to me and she's like, it's taken forever. Oh my gosh, I just was in Italy and they're on top of it and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, it's Bill and Hillary Clinton. And I was like, oh, you're funny. And she's like, no, like Bill and Hillary Clinton. And I was like, oh. I turn, I see Bill Clinton's face. Bill Clinton's face. I'm not kidding you. We make eye contact. He starts strolling up the stairs to where there's more seating. There's like 6 people of an entourage. I look, I see Hillary Clinton's blonde bob right in front of him. And I'm like, am I starstruck? I just was like, am I in a simulation right now? I turned to the lady and I was like, I literally thought you were joking. Like, what? Literally? What just happened? Freaking weird, okay? Talk about like oddly, just seeing a politician versus seeing like a celebrity in real life was the weirdest experience. It's like, okay, I saw Post Malone in real life right next to me. He was dining at the same restaurant as me. That I was starstruck. I love Post Malone. I saw him when he was opening for Justin Bieber. Even before that, I was like, I had listened to White Iverson, which is his first song. And so when I saw him, I was like so starstruck. I like didn't even know what to say. I didn't say anything, but I was just sitting there. When I saw Bill Clinton, I was like, huh? What? It was just so weird. I can't even explain how weird it was to sit there, especially on the 4th of July weekend. I'm like, you guys, what are you doing in Wyoming of all places? Wyoming, Bill and Hillary Clinton. I was confused. I don't know what timeline I'm in, but that one was a weird one, I gotta admit. Anyways, happy 4th of July. I have to get this off my chest at the very top of the episode. This is going to be a little controversial. Do I care? I'm not really sure, but I need to say it, okay? I can't keep it in. I've been seeing so many people post F America, let America burn, like, you know, screw America, America sucks, and like all this stuff on the 4th of July weekend. And there's obviously a huge divide of people right now in America, okay? I don't claim to be some sort of like political pundit. I know my way around politics, but not everything. I don't think anyone knows everything, but I get really confused when people say like, F America, let America burn. And this is why. It's not because I don't think America has problems. I know, and we all know what recently came out in certain emails and files, okay? It is very apparent that the government is corrupt. There's like no other way to say it. And very powerful people run the government and have been able to do whatever they want. Okay. This is where I don't get the whole sentiment of like F America though, because people died for this place that we call home. Now, we are allowed the freedom to criticize America because of those people's sacrifices. And I don't understand people that feel so comfortable with just having so much rage and hatred for the country that people have sacrificed their lives for. I think there's 2 ways to go about what happens right now in culture and in politics and in like the idea of America. Okay. I know this is kind of interesting, but just listen. One way is saying, screw it all. It sucks. Everyone sucks. America sucks. Government sucks. Like, whatever. I don't understand that, though, because the other way to do it is call out the bullshit, call out what's happening, and then make it better because you like the place that you live and you want to make it better. Okay? It's like, there was an analogy I was thinking when I was driving, because I see so many people post like the F America things, okay? The analogy is, you are in your house. Your mother is cooking you dinner. Your mother is a horrible cook. Absolutely atrocious. Horrible, but she cooks for the family. Kind of, okay? It's like barely edible. You sit there and you complain. You complain and you still eat the dinner, or maybe you pass, okay? She does it again and again. You keep complaining. You get angrier. You get angry at your mom. You start yelling at your mom. You start asking why your other family members are even eating the dinner, okay? And that just is it. You do nothing. Nothing. But you sit there and complain about the dinner, okay? Say the dinner sucks and you're never going to eat it again. One, instead of leaving the house, making yourself dinner, aka leaving the country, which I don't even want to say like, oh, if you don't like America, leave the country. No, there's a lot of problems with America. I'm not saying there's not. But the other way of doing that is maybe learning how to cook. Maybe if you learn how to cook for the fam. Maybe if you teach your mother how to cook. You know? Instead of just sitting there and complaining and saying like everything sucks. I just like, if there's a rule of thumb of like what pisses me off more than anything, it's people that complain. It's not even complaining at this point. It's like complete and utter rage. Rage against the machine. And I understand that, but it's like, okay, what are we going to do about it then? What are we going to do about it then? Because I like living here. I like America. Sue me. I like living in my country. Do I want it better? Yes. Do I think it's so understandable to criticize everything? Yes. But being patriotic does not mean being patriotic for your government. It's being patriotic for the people that sacrifice their lives. Being patriotic for your neighbors and your family members and the landmarks that are here, okay? The nature of America, like literal mother nature of America. That's what I'm patriotic for. That's what I want to, like, would sacrifice my life for, is also the right to criticize, the right of freedom of speech, which I do know that there's so many people in government that are starting to say that, you know, starting to censure freedom of speech because they call it hate speech. That's a whole other argument. And I'm not even a political channel, but I just had to get that off my chest, that I totally understand when people say F America and all of the posts are coming out for 4th of July saying America should burn. But I don't understand it. I think that we can do better than just being angry. I think we can do better than just complaining. I don't know exactly what that looks like, obviously, but it's like, put your rage into something important, okay? Posting on your story isn't going to do anything. We know that. And I'm all ears, but I don't know. There's too many people that sacrifice their lives for this country for me to ever say, F this country. There's too many people I love in this country to ever say, let this country burn. Because what? Are all of my loved ones, my family and friends, just going to leave? No, it's not feasible. It's not. So like, I would rather stay here and make it better. Is that like too crazy? Does that make me a crazy Republican? You know, like, I'm not even anything. Like, literally at this point, I don't even believe in the system, okay? I don't even talk about politics, so I don't even know what I'm doing, but I just think we could do better. I do believe in something. I believe in like my generation to like change something, okay? That's what I had to say. Anyways, I wanted to talk about something really interesting today. And it's kind of interesting because I know this is a patriotic episode, but I do think that this ties into America very well because of the AI race, okay? If you don't already know, which I don't know where you've been, AI has literally infiltrated every single industry possible, okay? Every single industry. The industries that I am in, the industries that you're in, and if it hasn't touched you yet, it will in some sort of way. Recently, I saw that Madonna slammed artificial intelligence in a new interview with Vogue Italia, which I love that the Queen spoke on this, and this is so interesting. So we're going to talk about AI in the music industry. I'm also going to talk to this girl I know who is an artist and is in Nashville, and I'd love to know her thoughts. I'd also love to know your thoughts. We have a lot to cover, but So Madonna recently did an interview with Vogue, telling the outlet that relying on AI is the opposite of making art. Once you were around painters and musicians and dancers and artists in one place and working from a very pure place of off each other. I value that experience a lot. Madonna said, nowadays you don't do that anymore. Now you have a record deal you have to think about and how many followers you have. She also said, for me, it started not thinking about charts, the streaming numbers, algorithm, and artificial intelligence are the opposite of taking risks. And to me, that is the opposite of making art. So well said. And I do think that that's true. Like, there's so many things that I really believe the human mind will come up with that the AI would never come up with, okay? And it's like, sometimes it's just off of a feeling. Like when you're making music or when you're listening to new music or when you see a performance of any kind and you're like, that shouldn't work, but it does work. Why does it work? Why does it feel good? I don't know, but it's some sort of like intuition. And Rick Rubin, if you haven't read The Creative Act by Rick Rubin and you're any sort of artist at all, please read it. It's literally like a Bible of mine. I'm not even kidding. But he talks about how like ideas are like rain and they drop into you. You are connected to a source, okay? I truly believe that there's a source that you're connected to, and AI is not connected to that source. Does it recognize patterns? Yeah. Can it produce some songs? Yeah, it can. Like, if you have never seen Suno, the AI music maker in action, it's actually pretty insane what it can do. It's insane. But at the same time, it's like I just believe in the human spirit. I just believe that like there's so much more to making music and making art and acting and being an actress and all these things that like AI couldn't touch because it doesn't have intuition. It doesn't have what it really needs to survive, you know? I love it because she also was talking about in a different Q&A session she had was like encouraging people to put your phone down and connect with each other and how it used to be so different and people used to be connected. I have to say, like I think I'm Gen Z, but I'm like older Gen Z. Being in this age group, my whole childhood I played outside. My whole childhood I did not have iPads. And I can't even imagine how different I would be had I had like iPads and technology super young. Granted though, I had a Snapchat when I was like 14. I downloaded Instagram when I was like 14. And I can't even fathom what that really has done to everybody. And I know that's a little bit different than AI. But as tech use in general, like obviously there is a place for it. And I even posted on my Instagram a poll about like if there's a place for AI in the music industry. Maybe I should look at that right now and see if people has said yet. Okay, this is actually interesting. So I posted a poll saying, does AI have a place in the music industry? And so far on my story, we have 100% votes of absolutely not. AI does not have a place in the music industry. That actually kind of shocks me because there are so many tools that have started to be integrated, but it's also hard because purely AI, I don't think has a place. I think if you're literally saying, hey, Suno, write me a song about breaking up with someone and press go, like that is absolutely not. I don't think you should have royalties. I don't believe in it. I really don't. But I do know that like back in the day, you look at record labels, you look at recording studios, and like that technology has advanced. Auto-tune used to not be a thing. And I bet people will still argue and argued in the past that like you're not a real artist if you're using auto-tune. But now it's kind of just exactly what everybody does in the recording studio to like ship a record is auto-tune, you know? And it's interesting now to see like all these AI tools, like how much do you push this technology until it's like absolutely not, that has no place? Or do people just get used to it over time? That's kind of what my fear is with everything. Like technology gets pushed so far and then people just get used to this standard. Like there used to be flip phones and now there's literally a supercomputer in your freaking pocket that can do anything and everything. Okay, what's the next iteration of that? The next iteration of that is Meta glasses, is Vision Apple Pro, whatever, where it's literally suction cupped to your face and you have like no choice but to be like sucked into the freaking metaverse or whatever it is. That stuff scares me. And then what is it after that once everybody gets used to that, huh? What is it? It's freaking a chip in your head. It's a chip in your brain. Why do I sound like Alex Jones right now? But it's true. Like, and then I'm going to be the crazy grandma that's like, son or grandchild, why did you get a chip in your brain? Why did you do it? And they're going to be like, oh, you're not hip. You don't actually understand that having a chip in your brain is actually super normal and okay. And everybody does it, grandma. You're just like out of the loop. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm out of the loop and I'm okay being completely out of the loop forever and ever. And that's where I don't understand, like, how much more you can push technology until people have to have like guardrails of like, no more expansion. Actually, we need to contract. We need to reverse. Okay. Also, I am literally so hot. It's so bad because my recording studio was at 84 degrees and I try to cool it down and it's not cooling down. So if you see me getting real glowy, it's not just my makeup, it's my literal sweat going down my face. Who needs highlighter when you're just sweating your absolute mind off? Mind off? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so without further ado, now that we are talking about AI in the music industry, we are going to listen to a voicemail that my friend sent me. Julianna Hale, she is a pop star, a singer. She's actually doing it. She's doing the thing. She's in the industry. She lives in Nashville. She's signed to a record label. Like, she is so freaking cool. So go ahead and give her a follow. Yeah, and I wanted to know her thoughts as well as like the industry's thoughts from an insider. I wish I could say I'm an insider. I'm gonna be one day, but let's just listen to her, okay? Okay.
This is such a good question, and I think Nashville varies a lot from LA and New York. So as far as like in Nashville, there's definitely like a distaste for the AI tools. I know a lot of people are using them for different workflows as far as like bouncing stems, organization, and stuff like that. But there's, obviously since Nashville's fueled by like songwriters and just like human connection more so than anything else, I feel like we still see it so much as like storytelling and creation where sometimes, and in some cases it's supposed to be, it's seen more as like a commerce. So I've, in LA, I've had different discussions where people are like, you got to use it or you get left behind, and like using it to start songs basically or come up with ideas. And that is one thing I've heard is like someone will put an idea in there and then kind of like recreate it production wise, but then I know some people just download the stems, taking it from there. So it's definitely controversial on all sides. I think we're all moving away from it. I know a lot of people are against the AI show posters. Like, people are like, if you have an AI poster for your show, I'm not going. So that's interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at your text. We hate the AI artists. That is a consensus for sure, at least. Nobody likes the AI artists. It's still up in the air for producers as far as like using AI in production and things like that. But we all agree we do not like the AI artists, and we do not like that at all. I personally, I've messed around with it a little bit, but not enough, because honestly right now I'm a baby producer and I just want to learn how to produce how I would have produced 2 years ago, and then introduce any kind of AI tools. I think I've used some plugins that definitely use AI for like mastering and stuff, but that's not for the creation side, that's more so for like the mixing side. But I feel like as a baby producer, if I were to start incorporating it now, it would be, I don't want it to be a crutch or anything. And I'm also just waiting to see how this all shakes out. Because a lot of times that I've gone to submit a song for sync or what be it, any kind of pitch, it does have a question of like, was AI used in this song? And a lot of places won't take those songs, especially because the rights are so disputed right now. So I do personally avoid having AI involved in my music, just because I see that as a problem for pitching currently. And even when you upload it on Spotify and stuff, there is a box you can check. So I think things need to be put in place on streaming services with AI artists so that people are aware that they're listening to AI music. I wish there was some kind of like, like an audio watermark, like a producer tag basically, but one that was like, hey, this is AI type shit. So that's my thoughts mainly on it. I don't like the AIs and covers. Like, I wanted to add a pirate ship to my cover art for Jump Ship, and I hired a graphic designer instead, when I could have definitely AI generated it. And they might have used AI, but that's out of my hands, At least I had a person involved with it. We just think AI artists, like, obviously, you know, what's the game plan when it comes to shows and performing? Me personally, I think that, especially with content and TikTok, how the climate is right now, people are much more about, like, connections and being real, you know, like, well, you know what I'm talking about, like, FaceTime content, basically, which I need to do more of. That's unrelated. Anyway, I just think that AI artists aren't going to have that same connection base. So I think while they could get streams, and as far as passive listeners go, but passive listeners are going to be passive, like people who just don't really, they're not like fans of music. They're just going to put on a playlist at the barbecue or whatever. I don't think passive listeners were going to go to the shows usually anyway.
True.
So all that to say, I think human connection still matters, and people like to know that there's a person behind the story, behind the song. I think AI lyrics are kind of trash. You can definitely tell when they are. And sometimes I've definitely, like, if I write a song all by myself, I want to see if, like, the story's getting across. So the only thing I'll do sometimes is upload it to chat and be like, what's your analysis of this? Because I want to make sure that, like, my narrative's getting across, the feeling I'm trying to, and that's more just trying to get an objective opinion on it. More like an editor than a creator, I would say. And anytime it has suggested lines, me personally, I just don't think they're good. That's just me. I think a lot of the AI music that you can, like, produce and be like, I want it to sound like this, here are the lyrics, I think that stuff ends up sounding really good, unfortunately. You can tell it's AI if you listen close enough, but a lot of it, the fact that it creates it in like 45 seconds and it's genuinely not bad, like, it's catchy, like, whatever the fuck, and I know that's just because it's trained off all the good music out there, but it is a bit jarring. It's a bit insane. I do know a lot of people are using that, because there used to be those sites where you could hire an artist or a producer or a writer to, like, make a customized personal song for you. I feel like it's putting that stuff out of business, because that's more just about getting a product for, like, a gift for a friend or something. Sorry, this is really long-winded. You probably did not. I'm just yapping at this point. I'm majoring in yap right now. So that's my thought. Yeah, it's just really muddy waters right now. I don't know if you see, like, Diplo's obviously a big proponent for AI in music. He's like, yeah, let's use it, pump out more songs, it's a product, da-da-da-da. So he's coming at it from surprisingly more, or not really surprising, more of like a business standpoint. I know Timbaland has been using a lot of AI and supporting AI. There's one guy in Nashville, I forget his name, I probably wouldn't name names anyway, and he recently put together a collective of, like, his own AI artists. I don't know. That's weird and dystopian as fuck to me. But he's getting hella hate in his comments, and then he's just, like, thanking all the hate commenters. He's like, oh, thanks for the hate comment. But he's not getting any positive comments, so I would just give up, you know? But that was an unnecessary take. Anyway, I hope you're doing great. Hi, thanks for asking me. I hope you can work with something in this. If this is going to be in the podcast, I'm so sorry for how long I yapped. But I hope you're doing wonderful. You and Preston always look so cute and happy. You make me believe in love. Yeah. And we should, like, get on a little call soon or something.
Oh my gosh. Wow. There's actually so much that I could say about that. So much I could say. I like that she was talking about how there are certain tools that artists are using, and that's what I was saying about, like, auto-tune and all of these other, like, plugins and even the way we record music now into a computer. That used to not be a thing, you know? And so it's like, yeah, I think there's certain tech advancements that make total sense, and AI is involved in some sort of process, but, like, I think the line is drawn when you're letting it do the creating for you, when you're not choosing anything and it's just generating everything for you. Like, I don't understand that. And I love that she said, like, I hate AI artists, because I feel the same way. Like, I don't even understand where that's going, to be so honest with you. Like, how is that a good business venture? People want human connection. Human connection is the thing. So, like, yeah, AI artists are interesting for now, and they're scraping all of this data to make good music from real artists to make, like, generated music, but it's like you only ever got all of that from the creators, like, from the humans, you know? I don't understand AI artists and where that's even going. I think that that's like I don't know. I almost want to say it's like a fad that will then die off. Like, there's also a AI actress called like Tilly something. I'll have to look that up. But apparently she's going to like star in a movie. That makes a little more sense to me because she's almost like just animated. Like it's just animation, you know, but like she's not real. It does suck for like all of the actresses out there that like want a job. I don't know. And like when AI takes over everything, it's like who is also going to make enough money to buy anything because people aren't going to have jobs, you know? I love that she said that there are some use cases and also like F so much of the AI industry because it does suck and it's sad and it is scary. It's scary and it's just so not needed, you know? Like that's kind of where I sit with so many updates of so many things. I'm like, we didn't even ask for that. Like we didn't even need it. Why did you have to go ahead and make a AI robot that does horrible things? You know, like I don't get it. It's so nuanced, I think is what I also want to say. Like it depends on the context as to which you're using the AI tool in the industry, whether it's movie industry or film industry or music or YouTube even, you know, like YouTube is another one that I don't know exactly where we're going to go because there's just like so many AI generated things. Like if you guys don't know who Rick Beato is, he has a huge following on YouTube and is awesome and is a musician and has been posting just forever. And he talks a lot about AI in the industry. And I just saw that he has one video titled "The Internet is Dead and Nobody Cares." And it's about deep fakes on YouTube and how people are just ripping off your face and your likeness and then re-uploading a video with AI generated voice in your face, but it's not your face. It's almost like your body and your whole set, but it's not you. It's somebody else. And there's a guitarist I follow on Instagram where I can't remember her name, but she's so incredible. And she just posted a video about how people are making deep fakes of her guitar playing and they're just like making other hot girls for the videos. And of course they're getting like hundreds of thousands of views because men are thirsty. And it's like a hot girl playing the guitar and like shredding and it's cool. But also it's like, what? Like one, if you are making a deep fake, I don't even believe that should be legal for one. And for two, like why? There should be AI tags. I believe that. That's what she said was like an AI, what was it called? A DJ tag, a watermark almost for your stuff. I feel like if Spotify wanted to, and if they wanted to, they would, you know, who knows? But if they wanted to, they could do some sort of AI tagging where it's like embedded into like the metadata or the code of the song where if you upload it and there's like, it's completely AI generated, it will have to say, which was interesting. She said that when you upload it, it will have like a box if you check if you used AI or not, but like people just can lie, you know, like, and I also think it affects royalties so much, which is like a whole other conversation of like, there's only so much of the pot in the music industry or in the entertainment industry as a whole, in the film industry. There's only so much music being pumped into these industries that it's like they're going to now start paying less people or like paying AI artists and having that being taken from humans. Like I don't know. That makes no sense to me. That literally makes no sense to me. I don't get it. And it also sucks that people don't know that they're listening to AI music. Like people, oh my gosh, I could get into it. There is this lady online, this old lady, and I can't remember her name, but I'm going to put her on the screen when I freaking find her. She's like an old lady, has silver hair, and she's super fit. And people think she's real, and she's not real. And I see, I'm sorry guys, but I see like my friends follow her, and I followed her because I spotted it, and I'm like, I need to call this out because nobody knows. And I think that's like the biggest problem is nobody knows that they're listening to AI music. Nobody knows that they're following an AI creator, influencer. Nobody knows. It's fine, and it's one thing if they know and then they choose to do that, but it's like when they have no idea that it's not a real person that they're interacting with, I think that's so creepy and weird, and I don't understand. And I do agree that the internet is dead. Like if you ever heard of like the dead internet theory, it's so true. You see so many like new AI creators popping up everywhere. It's also what makes me sad about like creating online, because I love doing this show, and it's like, how long is it going to last until people just want something different? Until people are so sick of the AI they see, the AI slop, that they go to something else or people get off their phones. It's not a bad thing. I think that everybody should get off their phone, and I actually am a huge advocate for that. So like, if you're listening to this and you have like a 7-hour daily limit, turn this off and go outside instead, and I would not be offended. But at the same time, like, I don't understand where it's going to go from here for like so many different reasons. Anyways, that is it for this segment. Extremely interesting. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts. And we're going to get into another patriotic segment. National anthems. What is the best national anthem? The best one? I have my answer, I think. But I have scoured and searched the internet for celebrity national anthems, either in like inaugurations or for the Super Bowl. And I've picked a few of my favorites, a few that people talk about a lot. And do I want to rank them? I don't know if I want to rank them. I don't know. But I want to talk about them. This one was a new one for me. If you haven't listened to it, you need to listen to this one. Charlie Puth's national anthem at the Super Bowl? Crazy. Okay? The live choir? Amazing. The ending? Amazing. The camera work, if you see the video on YouTube, so cool with the fighter jets. And like, Charlie Puth has such a clean, perfect tone to his voice. Like, I personally like a little bit of raspiness, a little bit of like soul. But that's not to say that Charlie Puth doesn't have an insanely angelic voice. And I don't think I've ever really seen him like perform like that before. So Charlie Puth is up there. Okay. This one is pretty old, but this one is literally ingrained into my head, this national anthem. Beyonce at Obama's inauguration. Look it up. The runs that she does. Literally, she'll go like, proof. Like, that was so bad. She literally does so many runs in the national anthem that I didn't even know was possible. Like, every single line, she's doing a different run. She's hitting different notes. And it's just so, like, it's just, only Beyonce could sing like that. Like, only Beyonce could do that type of national anthem, I feel like. But you guys, the best, dare I say the best national anthem forever. I will go back and listen to this national anthem like a casual listener on a random Sunday, okay? It doesn't even have to be the 4th of July. I don't even have to be feeling particularly patriotic to listen to this. This is a casual listening experience, or repeated listening experience in my household. This national anthem is Chris Stapleton's national anthem at the Super Bowl. Literally, please get off this video right now and go listen to it if you haven't. It is so simple and yet so beautiful. His tone of voice, I think he's the best artist. I think he's the best vocalist. I say this almost every week, I swear. But the national anthem, Chris Stapleton's, is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. In my life. Like, and he even has an interview where he's talking, and he actually, I mean, obviously he rehearsed, but he said he rehearsed way more than he normally does, because if you mess up the national anthem, you are screwed, which I agree. Fergie's was a choice. Fergie's I listen to regularly for a different reason, because it is just pure pop culture gold. That is pop culture gold, and forever gonna be an amazing national anthem. But Chris Stapleton's, I think, is my favorite. If you guys have any other national anthems that you think top Chris Stapleton's, dare I say, top him, let me know. But I'm gonna be pretty skeptical of you. But I'll hear you out. I'll listen to it. But Chris Stapleton, I think, wins in my book, at least. Okay, we are getting to the last little bit of the show. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it's been fun. For the girlies that know, if you know, you know, this is the Brighten Your Day show, and we have a book club segment, okay, where I talk to you, I talk to my audience, I talk about the books I'm reading. I also got a Kindle, And I have to say, I have become a Kindle lover, and I hate to say it. I hate it. I hate how much I love this Kindle. It has ruined physical books for me. Just kidding. It hasn't. I believe in physical media, and we talk about it all the time on the show. But the Kindle has been a literal lifesaver, and I've read way more because of the Kindle, and I hate that I have, but I do. It's just so convenient. It's insane. But right now, I am reading Assassin's Blade, and I am, let's see, 84%. I'm 84% of the way through of Assassin's Blade. Guys. Sam, if you haven't read it or you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll away, okay? This is a warning for Throne of Glass spoilers if you're listening to this. Sam, you guys, we know what happens. I know what happens. This is making me so sad. Like, she's also a brat to him. Like, I had no idea how rude she was to him. And he just, like, takes it or just dishes it back. He's so nice. He literally bought her sheet music, you guys. Oh, they're finally together, okay, after, like, I don't even know how many months of her being a brat. She technically hated him for, like, years. But I just know how this ends, you know? Like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with how it ends. I don't know. And I know that she gets other lovers in the other books, and it's cute and it's fun. But there's something about, like, learning how she is when she's young and what she's gone through when she was young is so interesting to me to then, like, think back to Heir of Fire to just see how much growth that she's had in that time. But I'm so scared. I'm at the part where she just paid off Arabin and paid off Sam's debt, and they're living in her apartment, but they're wanting to leave Rifthold and go somewhere else. And I just feel like Arabin's going to screw her over. And, like, we already kind of know that, too. I just don't know how, but obviously, like, something crazy is going to happen, and I'm just scared. I don't know. But that's all for the book club. When I finish it, obviously, if you guys have read it, please let me know what you think in the comments when I finish it. Don't spoil. I will be so sad. But I will have another book club segment with, like, an actual call with a conversation. Or if you want to join me in reading these books, go ahead. But it's hard because I'm also right in the middle of the season, you know? The series. I'm right in the middle of the series. But I would love to start my next series with anybody who wants to start it with me, and I'll do a little book club segment at probably the end of the show. Okay? I love you guys. Happy 4th of July. Happy 6 months into the year, which is crazy. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you go outside and see the sun, text your friends, text your family, call your mom, write a letter to someone you love, write a song, and I will see you next time. Bye.